Legion's greetings. I have been informed about your heroics on the beach. Were that I had been there to partake in the battle. But my duties lie here, sworn as I am to protect. I am Septimus, seventh son in a household of 9, legionnaires all. So fair a lady I have seldom seen in all of Rivellon, my friend. And I have traveled more extensively than migratory birds do. She stands accused of murder, but in my mind, her presumed guilt is a fallacy, and indeed a fabrication. Steadfast will I guard her. Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Sicile. The Council of 7 couldn't have wished for a better ambassador. That he of all people should have braved the undead siege for so long, only to be felled by foul sorcery, is heartrending. And what questions... We've been stationed here the better part of 2 years now, alternating between twiddling our thumbs and springing into panicked battle against the orcs. Hard to admit, but without Ahu, we'd have lost this city a long time ago. You ask me, the council would do well to evacuate the rest of the people here and give up the city for lost. Proper soldiers shouldn't be ordered to fight such unnatural abominations. We used to cut them limb from limb by the dozen, only to see a gross of them rise from the ground and stalk out of long-abandoned cellars. Accursed are their souls, and accursed are ours too for having to look upon them day after sorry day.
So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion?
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence? I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so poor. Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but
So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh. Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Dear Jake had a mineral collection, yes. As far as I know, do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all well, what do you want to know? Can you tell this is the most ancient city in Andervale? That pagan statue jutting out from the harbour is thousands of years old, in fact. If an orcish cannon damages any of the ancient structures, there'll be hell to pay. I've heard that once they're animated, the undead feel all the rage and violence their living counterparts felt during life. Can you imagine living through all your most chaotic feelings all the time?
Adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
The 7 grant abundance!
What do you think you're doing? Move along.
So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so, milady. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to inquire.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
Legion's greeting.
Leave me be, I've a...
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda, dearest. I'm just doing my duty. For the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, milady. As long as I'm around, no hair on your haloed head should be harmed.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, milady. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be
A book about setting up the perfect crime.
Esmeralda has interesting taste in literature.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
Ah, so that's what that did.
Where's Jake? Did he finally run off with that white-haired woman? What was her name? Ken?
Into the fray once more.
Esmeralda carries lots of cuts of meat. She carves them up herself, you know. An expert knifer, that one.
A bloodied dagger. Could this have been involved in the crime?
It certainly piques one's interest, doesn't it?
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septima. The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Starstone? Do you mean to imply he can—
Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something,
Perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? It's simply a butcher knife used by my late husband to cut meat. He did so love to cook, the dear. What'll you think of next? Accusing me of— Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting rivals. Always trying to be one step ahead. Really, I should have thought a source hunter of all people would appreciate my dear husband's sense for survival.
I am Esmeralda.
About face!
Sorry, sir.
To the barracks! Not! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew.
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you must in Sicil, but don't make waves and don't interfere with the Legion's affairs, you hear? I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know, leader of the Legion in Sicil, by which I mean I have the enviable task of commanding a battalion of walking dead, for I fear it may well be but a matter of time before the undead undo all my soldiers and turn them into drivelling hordes of their own Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar! Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother, but he just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians! They see a pigeon poop and think sorcery's afoot! Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now, it was stolen? Gods, what a fool that Roberts is! Taking a bribe in beleaguered old Sicil. Ah! What was he going to do with that gold? Buy the largest kipper in the land? He has a lot to answer for. But not as much as the one that did the bribing in the first place. Guess your mission is pretty clear, isn't it? Off you go to find this munificent body snatcher. You dare stand here and accuse me of involvement in this sordid affair? You dare accuse a captain of the Legion? Get... Ah, the Source Hunter. Oh, joyous hour. What about it? Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That certainly would explain... What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me, I'll evaluate it with perfect So, you found a blooded knife in Esmeralda's cellar. Guess you can scratch the top candidate off your list of cliched clues, then. Not exactly enough to... How to plan the perfect murder. Really? Really? She might as well wear a dress with the words, "I killed Jake and I liked it," embroidered on it. It was stolen? Yes. Well, I assume it hasn't crawled back to its Evelyn? Master Theriron's apprentice? Nice lass, huh? Brewed me a potion once that cured me of a rash more bothersome than a badger down your breeches. No, she doesn't seem like the type to play hide and seek. You suspect the mayor? Dear me, you couldn't be further from the mark if you lay the blame on a paraplegic cow. The man raised a foundling orc out of the goodness of his heart, you dolt. A murder indeed. Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep on coming. And it takes all the sword arms and all of Ahu's half-baked contraptions to keep them at bay. Keeping them at bay, that is all we do. Were that I could break their backs once and for all. How am I enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight, Hunter? Are you? Sicil stinks of fish, reeks of orcs, and on a good day the wind disperses the stench of decomposing corpses. I can't remember the last time I had a proper piece of steak, and by now I retch at the mere sight of sardines. So in conclusion, I am not enjoying Sicil. We are the pride of Rivellon. To be found and to be seen everywhere. We don't hide in the dark and lurk in corners like some I could mention. No, we protect the civilized from the barbaric, and we do so impeccably. I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't make an attack over land for fear of Ahu's magical machines, so they're trying their luck by sea. They won't succeed, though. Not against... Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next.
I'm stuck fast. Fate is an ice-cold mistress.
Quiet! No talking to the...
Excuse me.
What's that gleam?
That doesn't belong to us, you know.
You're right, it doesn't. Sometimes I get a little overzealous while I'm on the job.
Happens to the best of us. More than a few temptations accompany authority, no?
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
What? I'd never. If you must know, I was merely checking up on Maxine.
What a delight she is. The temperament of a tiger, the grace of a leopard, and the manners of a lady all rolled into one. A perfect puss, if ever there was one. By all means. Of course. I hope you're in... I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grape. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to a room on the ground floor where she was soon joined by a man who had... I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About an hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. Soon after, a terrible commotion erupted, and the thundering light of magic was witnessed by the few remaining patrons. It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. When finally he did, he found Jake there, dead. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The traces of magic I felt were vile. Source, no doubt. I myself have none. Even though the rest of the town has already mentally tried and convicted Jake's wife Esmeralda. Now, it may well be established that she is in fact the guilty party. I'm not claiming that I'm certain she's innocent, but his body is gone, replaced with that of a sheep. This is all very disconcerting, to say the least. Grave robbery reeks of it seems too improbable to be true, but nevertheless, I can't say much more but that they're madmen. All the more dangerous, but certainly. What would you— Oh, I am but a wizard, a guardian of man and beast, and indeed I am both. My body, like any other, is my task upon this earth is to protect the heart of nature, the very antithesis of which is the intrigue spun by demons and directors of the dead. Hence my involvement in Sicil. You see, my one desire is to witness a world in which every mother looks around her and purrs with calm contentment, for she knows that her chicks or children, her cubs or calves, will grow up without knowing the meaning of menace, the enfeeblement of fear. To my great regret, none of them purr as yet. Oh, but that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise you that I enjoy taking a feline guise? Such magic is a gift, Hunter. To tread upon the realm of instinct, even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, cannot give expression to something so inextricably innate. To be out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness, you couldn't possibly imagine the thrill. But of course it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs, this I freely admit. Let's just say I have found a way to enjoy the best of two worlds. Oh, that'll never happen. Granted, a witch could make the polymorph permanent if she'd enchant me in my cat guise, but I'll just have to be careful around witches, won't I? I'm my own wizard, you know, and I don't intend to become anyone's familiar. And what might those be? Those who are raising the dead dwell among us. They simply must be. But even though I've spent many a night leaping from tree to rooftop, watching on as citizens stagger home from the inn or simply burn the midnight oil, I haven't spied a single soul worthy of true suspicion. The enemy is wily. They know us better than we know them, and they've found ways to avoid both detection and distrust. And yet I am somehow convinced that you may succeed where the Legion and I have failed. Call it instinct. You have a flair for understatements, Hunter. I'm sure they are but a minor nuisance in the eyes of a born warrior, but to the Legion they are green-skinned death incarnate. Until they conclude what mischief they intend to see through, or, less likely, they are conclusively defeated, we can but bar the gates and hole up like mice while the cats are on the prowl. Oh, a mere trifle for one with the intellect of a feline and the engineering skills of a human. You basically construct a classic ballista, add a 100% legally obtained self-regenerating source of destructive magic to it, and Bobcat's your uncle.
Fantastic!
By the seven, what a tale!
Come one, come all, and see the amazing singing Stefan! Sicil's only sentient severed head! My word! Tricks are for kids! This here is the greatest illusion in Andavale!
My word!
My word! Tricks are for kids! This here is the greatest illusion in Andavale!
My word!
Fantastic! Fantastic! Bravo!
Today, I think, a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti... Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to prepare for the next show. Autograph... What do you call a source hunter who finds a resourceful hunter? Come now, it can't be that hard to find... Patient...
Back for more, I see! Well, yes, I know of that talent. Enter! I am Reginald the... I think you've...
Today, I think...
Don't ask me what...
The great Sigurd
My word!
and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard...
Enjoying the fair. Right, speak to Master where Ivan.
Fantastic!
What is it? Oh, I should know. Katerina, tell me when you're ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's not planning on playing to an empty audience, are you? Wait until I've gathered some victims to witness the
You hear distant mutterings of curiosity as a small crowd shuffles toward your stage. A few moments longer, and everyone will be seated. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is sure to knock the crowd's socks off. As soon as they settle into their seats, that is. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is sure to knock the crowd's socks off. As soon as they settle into their seats, that is. The stage is yours.
Bravo!
The crowd seems to know the tale. They wholly approve of your beginning.
Good show!
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
The crowd is thrilled. Whatever will happen next is sure to excite them.
Simply marvelous.
Simply marvellous.
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
Good show! Bravo!
The crowd seem quite impressed with your delivery. Keep it up.
Fantastic! Fantastic!
Simply marvellous.
The crowd gasps. They're on the edge of their seats. Go on. Push them over.
Bravo!
Gasps ring out across the audience. They must know how it ends. They simply must.
My word!
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
Good show.
Fantastic!
The crowd explodes into applause and appreciation. You've woven them a tale of desperation and hope, and they are alive with the thrill of it.
What is it this time?
Future of entertainment.
Bravo! Bravo! Well, I'm certainly not afraid of admitting when I'm wrong. That was, well,
Enjoying the fair, aren't you?
Fantastic! Back for more, I see! Well, I think you've gotten quite familiar enough by now, thanks. Keep your paws in your pockets. Back for more, I am Reginald. Ha! Yes, I know of that talentless bull. Enter!
What's that nutter in?
Don't ask me what...
The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. Ha! It is said, and this
Fantastic!
You there? What is it this time? Oh, here we go. Again. Not planning on playing to an empty audience.
You hear distant mutterings of curiosity as a small crowd shuffles toward your stage. A few moments longer, and everyone will be seated.
Bravo! Yeehaw! Bravo! Yeehaw!
The stage is yours. The crowd breaks into an approving chuckle. Continue, by all means.
Fantastic! Bravo!
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
Simply marvellous!
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
Eager to hear more, the crowd leans forward with great interest. One lady in the back is already chuckling. She must have heard this one before.
Bravo!
Bravo! Fantastic!
The crowd's curiosity is piqued. Oh, do go on before they explode.
Bravo!
Bravo! Fantastic! Good show!
That's it, Source Hunter. You've got this joyful crowd right where you want them. Now, take them on home.
Oh, I hope there's an encore. Good show!
They like you. They really, really like you. Well done, Source Hunter.
What is it this time? Well, I must say that was, well, impressive. A bit like myself during my blue period, if I do say so myself. Here, have a little something from the fair coffer. I dare say you've Katerina's given. Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll... Oh, here we go.
Creamy blues and gory reds, that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Ha!
Today, I think, a king, the great...
Back for more, I see! I think you've gotten quite...
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti... Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to prepare for the next show. Autographs will have to wait until the end.
You there! You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a severed head.
Bravo!
Step right up!
Fantastic!
My word!
My word! You there! You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a severed head. Step right up! Ah!
Fantastic!
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
What a
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds, that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Fantastic!
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
What a tale!
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds, that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Ha!
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour.
Fantastic!
So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds, that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Fantastic!
Fantastic!
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst.
Don't ask me what the...
So ardently...
What are you looking at me? Oh, I'm nothing. Well, I've stumbled into quite the fine gig. I just let my appreciation for Reggie... Well, drawing a crowd's what I do best, and I'd be glad to do it for your little show. 100 gold. 98, 99, 100. Looks like... My word! By the 7, what a tale!
You there! You look like... What is it this time? Now, let's not make a scene. I already told you you were not exactly terrible. Oh, not planning...
You hear distant mutterings of curiosity. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is sure to knock the crowd's socks off. As soon as they settle into their seats, that is.
Well, what's the hold
The
up?
stage is yours.
You say this was supposed to start again?
Oh, come on, we haven't got all day.
Simply marvellous!
Bravo!
The crowd seems to know the tale. They wholly approve of your beginning.
Bravo!
Bravo!
Simply marvelous!
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
Bravo!
Bravo!
Good show!
Good show!
No, I hope
Simply
there's an encore.
marvelous!
The crowd is thrilled. Whatever will happen next is sure to excite them. The crowd seem quite impressed with your delivery. Keep it up.
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
The crowd gasps. They're on the edge of their seats. Go on. Pushed gasps ring out across the audience. They must know how it ends. They simply must. The crowd explodes into a...
Today, I think, a king.
It's a future of entertainment.
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who... Do, re, mi, fa. It won't be the...
My gods! He's gone! Where could he be? Where could he be? Perhaps he's rolled beneath the stage. It's all over. It's all over.
To Reginald Cellar, Source Hunter, before we're seen. To Reginald Cellar, Source Hunter, before we're seen. Not here, not now. It won't be the worst.
It's all over.
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine. No better solution to the zombie.
Dearest customer, I've never seen an aura so plagued by ether. Thank Astarte, I've just the earth scroll to ground you.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Not the mood to cheese. The excuses for home
join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. An excuse is more home than the size of this fine almond there. No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows. Feed a big cheese on your book with a wheel of the good stuff.
Oh no, noble friend. Your upper chakras are in desperate need of a good scrubbing. Fortunately for you, my homebrewed tinctures will do the job. Or if you're in the mood for something a bit more electrifying, one of my air scrolls might give your system just the shock it needs.
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots. Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine almond there. Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Feed a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff. Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapours?
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Here for your daily serving of veggies. Please partake of...
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese.
What do you have? I got white cheese, blue cheese, oh...
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold.
Oh, hello, love. Nice day for a little...
Sorry, but I haven't the time for chatter. The dead are on the prowl, the council has been murdered, and now source hunters are...
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point. Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine almond there.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Feed a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine almond there. No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Aim straight, aim true. Arrows by the dozens.
Tall snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Fresh haddock! Perfect for a fry-up.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Heavenly herring! Delicious dogfish! Yours for a scrap of gold each!
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Aim straight, aim true. Arrows by the dozens.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Get it while it's fresh! This batch is only hours from the sea!
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese.
Sorry, but I haven't the time for chatter. These days, a moment's inattention is all a thief needs to snatch my livelihood out from under me.
Stop right there. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a waltz through the town's finest magical murder scene. Enjoy.
I needed that.
It's official. The Duke of Ferrol is the worst poet in Rivellon.
In his defense, not much rhymes with murder.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while writing my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Guilty as sin.
A wolverine would have a more forgiving fuse.
Welcome back, Source Hunters. I've been eagerly expecting you. You found another Starstone, haven't you? Go on. Ha! Mere child's play when you know what to look for. And luckily, I do. Do you remember when you first arrived? It's happened again, my friend. Another portal has reignited. The end of time is growing by the stone. It's all connected somehow. You, this place, the void, the stones. Soon we'll have unraveled the whole truth. Oh, how I do love a good mystery. You don't imagine that I'd presume to explore it before you? No, that would be most unmannerly. And not to mention, well, the... No, I'm sure it's nothing. It's just that beyond the portal, I sense a presence that I can't quite account for. It is at once powerful and faint. Perhaps only a shadow, perhaps more. But this is only speculation, of course. Come, let me show you the way. Once you're through, you'll be able to report exactly. I wonder who awaits you in the next...
What an impressive room.
Deo
A
grahime,
hall fit for kings.
Leos ral edu, grahime. You. It cannot be you. But it can only be you. The guardians. Those I deceived. Those that deserted me. But oh, how weak you have become. As weak as you used to be strong. Look about you. You used to lead, and now you follow. Ignorant of your faults and ignorant of your fate. That it has come to this. Woe to the world that it has come to this. He won't believe me, the fiend. But they have come, as I prayed they would. Could they save me yet?
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcerer in yonder shadows. Ask away, my friend, ask away. Always helps.
Well, wouldn't you look fine with a strapping warrior at your side? Or is it mages you prefer? An eagle-eyed ranger? A stealthy pickpocket? Take your pick of my swords for hire. Of course. Back again. Of course, Chief. But maybe you ought to get rid of some...
do you think that creature in there was?
I haven't the foggiest. But the eerie bit is that she seems to know us.
How might I serve our mission? Threads I weave and tales I see. All will I tell. She is one whose history is shrouded in darkness. She is more than a woman, though less than a goddess. She knows you. You have wronged her. She is part of the end, though she longs to be part of endlessness. The threads tell me that once, oh, how many eons lie hidden in so small a word. Once, you strode across that hall in shining armor, a sovereign to all who beheld your might. I can clearly read that armies you have led, demons and dragons you have conquered, that you have ascended. But how can this be now that you stand before me a human, a mortal? How far has your soul fled from the being it used to be? New threads, more threads we need. Ask, and I shall answer, if I can.
Good to see you on this, most certainly. Ah, yes, the Hall of Heroes. Once upon a time, great feasts were held there in honor of heroes graced by the gods themselves. In that room, mortals and immortals dined side by side. I can't think of a better place to gather. Like you, she is a mystery. But she seems to know you, doesn't she? The Lady of Time, the Weaver of History. I am your biggest fan, dear lady.
Ah, how intolerable it is to think that all the knowledge of the world is being gathered by an imp. A creature that is no more than the result of a demon's bowel movement imbued with the breath of life. And yet I am a tad jealous of that jabbering little jester. To know all. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished.
Did it sprout legs and run
Good
away?
day to you.
Yeah, it is.
You'll rue the day you lend your trust to anything that is demon-touched. But this particular specimen, it delights in scholarship. A quality, I must admit, that highly speaks to its advantage.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it
Let us learn, Hunter, whether you like it or not, and through wisdom grow ever more mighty.
The sun is out, and yet I feel a cold inside my soul. The bane of age, the crux of years. Oh, it goes to and fro, the city's youth. They hustle and...
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to eat it.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the Northern Cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
I think I'll sleep by the fire tonight. What? Aye, so there's the rub. I am but a stray, and she is the mayor's cat. Oh, I do understand her, I do. She wants a Tom of means, not privation. One who brings home the sardines and the occasional halibut. Would that I still had my collar. Such a marvel it was, as bejeweled as the night sky with precious stones, said to have once been worn by a far-off Maharaja's best hunting cheater. Like the king of all cats I looked when I wore it, a gift bestowed upon me by a princess whom I had kept company during a long and perilous voyage. A precious band of gemstones, lost as I was tossed around by the waves like a ball in a game of catch. Among the waves it remains, I imagine. Worn perhaps by a crab who fancies himself a Caesar with it. If only I could be the Caesar again, and Maxine my Caesarina. I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank, and I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind. A magnificent most, so not that I have it bad here.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here. Yes, she and I have as easy Jake and as which one? I've written Esmeralda more works of lyrical which one? I've written Esmeralda more works of lyrical mastery than I can count. All that letter proves. It's very...
Not in the mood for cheese.
Blasted poultry. Here, chicken.
These stores are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work.
Chef Maurice. Here, chicken. Blasted poultry.
Yeah, chicken, chicken, chicken!
That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Oh, what now? What about it? Well, have you found any... the knife, the book, the letter. They seem harmless enough by themselves, but in conjunction they do paint a pretty grim picture. Fine then. If you're certain she did it, then I shall have Esmeralda arrested. Your responsibility, Source Hunter. Surely you have exhausted all the evidence that was to be found, no? A good bloodhound knows when the trail has gone cold. So be a good dog now, won't you? Whom would you have the Legion arrest?
Those books will embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining recruit.
We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Stars? Do you mean to imply... So, what piece... Oh, don't put stock in the hastily scribbled words of a lovelorn fool! This letter, it was a show of passion! A poorly worded passion I did not echo in the least. The Duke, he's like a spoiled child. He's not a man. He's not like Septimus. But all of it is circumstantial. I've a perfectly logical explanation for every piece of so-called evidence against me, and yet you've been trailing me like a bloodhound. People seem to want to believe I am guilty, so let me tell you something I've been keeping to myself. Perhaps it may yet lead to the true culprit. Over the last few months, Jake grew distant and dark somehow. Something in him changed. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he was no longer the gentle man he used to be. In fact, he scared me. It all began the day he met Evelyn, Master Theliron's apprentice. She healed him of what we all believe to be a fatal wound he suffered hunting boars. I think he became obsessed by her, or obsessed by the secrets I just know she holds. Talk to this woman. There is more to her than meets the eye. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she belongs to that sect. You know, to those who worship a goddess without name and practice rituals of blood. I never liked her from the moment I met her. Men cannot see past her beauty, but I have gazed her in the eye and it was death that leered back at me. She hails from Silverglen, a village in the forest north of Sicile. How she made it past the undead without a Legion escort, I'll never know. Though I can hazard an eerie guess.
If anyone killed my Jake, it must be her. She had her claws in him for many long months, and finally she must have cut too deeply. I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so poor. But his one and only princess, just the...
Well, what do you want to know?
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private? Sir.
Oh, what now? Oh, still not finished. It was stopped. Yes. Well, I assume it hasn't crawled back. She vanished into thin air, did she? Could she be behind this rotten business after all? Track her down, will you?
Those boots would embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits.
Sorry, sir.
Well, hello there! Bleeding waste standing in...
Far? To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Another family restored, thanks to the healing arts. I'm glad to hear that Stephen will be returning to the comfortable life he's built. Far be it from her to tell her master what in the seven's name she's up to. The girl flew from here like she just heard the location of the Philosopher's Stone. She even left her pouch unattended in the next room. Most unlike her, to be sure. She usually keeps it within sight at all times. Very strange she'd leave it behind. It's in the next room if you'd like to take a look. I'd try her house, for starters. It's not far from here. I'll mark the location on your map. She'll realize soon enough that her little party tricks hardly make her worthy of such grave responsibilities.
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomato.
I mustn't have used it correctly. So she's got a lair on the beach, does she?
Perhaps that's where she's stashed.
Come now, Alistair.
Within play here, all right. But that doesn't solve the mystery.
Nothing for it but to keep looking for more clues.
Look, careful now.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Seal isn't so bad on a quiet day like this, is it?
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear. Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Aim straight.
I've spotted something.
The earth here seems to have been freshly fertilized and aerated. Obviously, someone has taken great...
We and our shovel.
That's right.
As you prepare to break ground,
all right.
Here's hoping.
You plunge your shovel. The earth here.
No, that would be an
And a disgrace.
You step away from the grave.
I give milk. I give wool. And what do I get in return? One way or another, they always try to fleece me. Especially...
Ah, a little privacy at last. Now that charlatan doesn't have a lick of his own talent, so he begs, borrows and beats it from those of us with a real vision for the stage. What I wouldn't give to give old Reggie a swift kick in the jugglers. Oh, to have legs again. My true name is Nick. In life, I was an entertainer aboard the ship of the famed Pontius Pirate. I once dared to defy him and he savagely beheaded me for the attempt. Little did I know the abuse was only beginning. A wandering sorcerer, mad as the day is long, found my severed head on the beach and resurrected me. I spent months in his company listening to him blather on about his every inane opinion. When I asked him to return my head to my body, it must be in the Black Cove still, he became enraged and tossed my head into the sea. Reginald stumbled upon me some days later and consigned me into his horrid little show. I know not how long I've been entertaining slack-jawed imbeciles at the Sicil Fair. More than anything. But the chances are so slim with the Black Cove utterly infested with Pontius's undead cronies. My poor lost body is among them, sightless and silent in their vile company. For all I know, they're using it as a coat rack. Traveller, if there were any way you would brave the cove's depths, and it won't be the word.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Halt! These gates are to... Well, I'll be a little red imp's uncle. You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the wilds to me. You may have the right number of champions in your party, yet in experience, I think you're lacking. Of course, the choice is yours. I certainly hope you know...
Thank you, sir. Doing my best, sir.
Toasty!
I'm overheating here.
To leave the city is to venture into
Those
danger.
bony brutes will
Be
never
careful,
get inside
sir.
these walls.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
dogs to find me.
According to his diary, this bloke couldn't put down his dogs even after he knew them to be infected.
Who could bear to harm his best friends, especially when they only showed signs but no symptoms of turning?
They are only innocent beasts after all and appear to pose no threat of harm.
I need a moment to reflect. Compassion is the true heart of our mission, and a banner I'm glad to fight for.
With each such display of empathy, I find myself drawn closer and closer to your kind soul.
Gods, I hope those dead dogs to find me.
Mercy me, it walks, but it's not dead. I wasn't entirely certain I'd ever meet anyone any more fitting that description. The name's Wolfram, and it's a delight to make your acquaintance. Good to see, by the by, you don't belong to the Legion. 10 of their number accompanied me on a fact-finding mission to an ancient burial mound. But, as it not that I reckon my chance is any higher, though, especially with that vicious undead mutt prowling the grounds around this here ruin. I'd go so far as to say I'm in dire need of an armed escort back to the city, as a matter of fact. I'm an archaeologist and connoisseur of the undead. Because of my expertise, Lieutenant Selenia, a commander of the Legion in Sicile, wanted me to investigate the ancient burial mound just outside of town, hoping to uncover the source of the zombie plague. No such luck, though. Quite so. I live. Zombies are the results of violence. Should you encounter these menaces, these ones in particular, the ones around Sicile, are the resurrected soldiers of Brachus, the last and most infamous in the line of sorcerer kings. He himself is supposed to be buried somewhere around here, but no one knows where the actual grave is. Long have I... Be that as it may, Brachus' soldiers stalk these lands anew, and they still fight like veterans. I told those fools of legionnaires to bring maces instead of swords. You know, weapons that crush these skeleton bones, not blades. Oh, and don't be surprised if the dead use an unusual amount of magic against you. These soldiers were loyal to a sorcerer king, after all. Dark magic all around. I'll never make it back to Sicile alone. But you've...
We certainly can. Let's be off.
Indeed. Don't...
Marvelous. My...
wane beneath my hex! Maim them! Maim them all!
To me! To me! I'm under attack!
You are but kindling for my triumphant blaze!
Yes! Another one bites the puddle it fell in!
An invigorating fight that was. And what a killing blow you delivered.
Cheers! Yes, I handled myself like the best of the best. Even if I do say so myself.
No need for...
Valiant dash! Surrender now!
Poison my foes!
I'm crawling like a rat here!
I bind you in solemn battle oath.
I'm 1 foot in the grave here! Help me!
as good as a new penny.
To me! To me! I'm under attack!
Shocked to the core!
I'm 1 foot in the grave here! Help me!
My life is ebbing away.
To me! To me! I'm under attack!
Charge of the champion!
I'm 1 foot in the grave here! Help me! I'm 1 foot in the grave here! Help me!
7 crush you like an ant!
I'm 1 foot in the grave here! Help me!
If you can't stand the heat...
Another one bites the puddle it fell in!
You did it! We made it! Oh, cheers for escorting me to safety. You're a godsend, you are. I'll be in the King Crab, clearing the dust from my throat. The drinks are on me if you'd like to partake.
May I remind you that saving the lives of simpletons isn't worth an iota of our time. There are demons out there. Nothing else matters.
Back on my feet again. I needed that.
I feel better already! Back on my feet again! creature there looks like it'd like to play fetch with our femurs.
Is that a zombie dog? Man's best friend, my Heine.
You don't have a leg to stand on. I'll grind you into a fine dust. Aha! You are well within my range now.
I'm drenched!
I need another chance.
I'm dying.
How could that happen? I'm dying!
Sink your toxic fangs deep. I can't see! I can't see! Desecration!
Crushing fist! I'm dying!
I can see the white light. Flash fire!
I can defeat them all in a blow! Missile of Mastery!
My heart beats too slowly to sustain me.
How many eyes does a fool have?
Venomous sister, attack!
Veil of Shadows.
Your wards cannot withstand us now! Maim them! Maim them all!
The Seven call me home.
I need to dry off. On the mend.
Stave of the elements.
Bless the Seven, I am restored.
Spirits of air, vanquish my foes.
Like I always say, why pick on someone your own size when innocent creatures are so much easier to slaughter?
Once my arrow tastes blood, it craves more!
I can infuse you with power! My life is ebbing away.
Confound it! I'm too fast for the likes of you. The Seven call me home.
My kingdom for a dry shirt!
Confound it!
burn for me. I feel better already. Sweet relief.
Healer!
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
I need to dry off.
A little help here?
I needed that. Bless the Seven, I am restored. Ah. I must focus. Not this time.
Healer!
My touch will root you to the earth.
Like I always say, why pick on some...
Valiant dash! I've been struck by lightning! Into the fray once more.
Easy does it.
A little help here!
I've got the magic touch.
As good as a new penny. A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Sweet relief.
Like I always say, why pick on...
I need another chance. Into the fray once more.
This is the end for you!
Seven, aid me. Your grave opens to welcome you. Sweet relief.
Have mercy on your soul!
Rainfall. have mercy on your soul.
On the mend.
On the mend.
I've got my eyes on the prize. A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Sodden all the way to my boot
dripping.
soles.